welcome. Well, I guess it's 3:30. I sent Sharon a message and maybe she'll join us, but Dawn is not able to join us last minute. Something came up.
Okay.
So I guess it's just us for now. And basically, we were going to be reviewing the documentation that you sent. I am just looking at the email, Denise. Thank you for everything. This is great. And most of the documentation was like easy to understand, which I really appreciated.
It's not really, it's not a thrilling read, but it's just bad.
Well, it had a lot of good content. I could relate to it. So just in your email, so you sent the education plan and aggregation plan, and then the public review website language. You sent the 2 items.
Correct.
And then September 10th, yes, that is the plan date for the selectmen. I believe we're already on the agenda for that. And Jenny is on vacation this week. So just about on your the website plan, you have possibly Monday, August 3rd is starting. We might want to delay that with Jenny being out and with Don not being here. We want to make sure. So we have plenty of time because that would be from August 3rd to the 21st. So we've got plenty of time to delay that. So we might, push it back a week or something just to make sure that everybody gets their comments in.
Okay, that's fine.
And I know that Jenny already sent you a lot of things. We have some minutes we'll have to get to you as well, but I think you have everything else that you need.
She sent me a great list, so I haven't looked at any of it yet, but it's just requirements from the DPU. I think I mentioned last time they have some new filing requirements out. And in the past, we used to send them just, what met the substantive requirements, but now they're just looking for a little more color in terms of all the discussions around aggregation in the municipality. So we're going to just provide all this in the filing itself.
Okay, great. All right, so I guess maybe reviewing now the aggregation plan. Mm-hmm. I figure maybe we just go page by page on this. And unfortunately, I cannot share my screen. So we're all going to just have to look at our own versions.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. Is that all right with everybody got it open?
Yep.
I do, yes.
Okay, great. So I don't know, Denise, if you want to speak to anything about this as we go through.
I don't know if we need Denise to speak to it. Maybe we can just go and see, do we have questions on the plan, and go through page by page, or do we need her to speak to it? Or?
I guess if she has something to say, I think, okay. I guess it was pretty easy to understand. I have a few questions, probably more towards the end. So if you think there's anything that we should pay special attention to or anything, let us know.
Okay, yeah, I think we can just go to your questions. I don't think there's anything really specific that we need to cover. A lot of what's here is just kind of dictated by the DPU. So if there's any questions and we can kind of shed any light on why it's there or what it means, we're happy to do that.
Okay.
And Lynn, just in way of background, this plan is identical to something John's seen numerous times. It's tailored towards the town of Fulton's municipal structure and those kind of things. And then the only add-ins, the department continues each and every month to reinvent aggregation over the last 15 years, which we find infuriating. But those would be the only changes, John, and nothing that that would make it stick out to you. They do stick out to Denise and I. We do it all day, every day. But for the most part, it's still the exact same ag plan other than some small, and I do mean small, but they'll look to, so in the way of background one more time, these get handed to the latest and greatest new hire at the department, and they want to go through and show everyone what they know. So they make these small tweaks that are annoying to us, but are almost seamless to the end user, meaning if you didn't know that they were making the change, John, if you read through this from your standpoint, I'm saying, put on your town manager hat, John. You're going to be like, that. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same plan, if you know where I'm going. I just wanted to make you aware of, yes, changes, but changes to content, but small changes as far as content goes. Nothing substantive is I guess what I'm trying to say. So if you have questions, maybe the easiest way to do that for us, Lynn. If not, if you want me to run through, I can run through swiftly. But it would just be, just us, running through.
So Lynn, I did have two questions. I can go through mine if you want, or if you can go through yours. I just had two questions on this to address.
Okay, just welcome Sharon. Sharon, your phone is noisy again. If you're able to mute it, or maybe if you put it on something so it's not resting on the table.
It's on an editor's desk on my table. I don't know what to do about this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just in the air.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
I mean, is it so disturbing you can't hear each other, or is it just some kind of little background annoyance? You want me to go inside? I don't know if it bothers. I'm sitting outside right now. Should I try going inside? That's where I have usually been.
I think it was happening inside too. When I speak, I'm hearing a lot of background noise, so it is a problem. So for some reason, I think
I can't for the life of me figure out what the noise is. There's no noise
it
here.
must be my voice coming in through the speaker on the phone.
Okay. Normally, when that happens, if you mute your computer.
I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone. Just mute myself.
Yeah.
Then I can talk. But then, okay.
But you're on the phone, right? Or no? You're on the computer as well.
She's on her phone.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
now we're all set.
She's muted. So, all right. So Sharon, we're just going to go over, we were going to ask questions on the aggregation plan. So if you have questions, well, John has some, I have some, so we can just start with ours. And then at the end, we'll have you have any questions, or if you have any follow-up to something we asked, go ahead and unmute yourself. So John, did you want to start?
Yeah, I only had two things. One on page 1, it says it brings together the buying power of more than 5,000 consumers. What consumers? Because Bolton's population is below that. Is this in the bigger plan, Mark or Denise?
So I can adjust that. I just did a Google. I mean, I can put whatever population. What number did you want me to put in there?
Well, Bolton's population is under 4,000, I think.
I thought we were up to 5. Where is that
maybe,
number? I don't see it on page 1.
It's on page 1 in the second paragraph, third line.
Oh, okay. PDF page 1. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, PDF page 1.
All right.
So I just wanted to just, if 5,000 is fine, if no one's looking at that number, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna affect anything else. But if you want me to adjust it, I'm happy to do it. And just so you know, number is also at the website posting language. So if we adjust it in the plan, we should just the website posting language as well. But no problem there. We can do that.
Well, do you want me to...
That was a question. It's not bothering me. Okay, the other thing is on page 4 and 13, you say in the town charter. The town doesn't have a charter. It's by bylaw. So, so I don't know if charter is a generic term you're using.
Nope, I'll change it to bylaw. We've had that comment from other municipalities. I'll make the change to bylaw, just accurate.
Okay, so those were really the two things I had offhand. Lynn, you want to go over yours?
Sure. On page 4, just so you know, the selectmen meet on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of the month.
Okay, I pulled that right off the website, so I will. Okay,
oh, really? Oh, okay.
2nd and 4th. I'm sorry, you said 2nd and 4th. Is it Thursday still or Tuesday?
Yes, yeah, Thursdays.
Okay, I'm just going to make a note. No problem. Can make that adjustment.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can check on that as well.
They are Thursdays, I know that.
I looked at the general page, like I didn't look at the dates themselves, you know, it has time and location, just so, and it's often not exactly accurate. So that's fine, no problem there.
Okay.
To find my notes, hold on. Okay, so on page 16 at the bottom, what would be considered a large industrial customer?
Mark, I'll let you take that one.
More than 1 million kilowatt hours used on annual, so a little bit more than 100,000 kilowatts in an annual or monthly basis, 100,000 kilowatts, and then annually anything, it's really 80,000, but it's a large user. Like, just trying to think, if you had a digital back in the day that was still, most of these customers, 90% of them are already on supply.
All right, so we probably don't have one in our town then.
You have a couple of industrial parks, but I expect they'll be on competitive supply part of the program.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
So I would say yes, you might have some in the industrial parks there.
Okay.
I know right off, when you come off 495, a couple of bigger buildings, but I will say they're probably already on competitive supply, so it won't affect the aggregation in any way.
Okay.
Okay. Just a note, the sample media list is the item is one of our local papers.
Okay, are the ones that are there, you want to swap out for?
Well, the item could be added to that.
Okay, so can I say Bolton item, or is that correct?
It's the item.
Item.
It's actually an affiliate of the Worcester Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Clinton paper that, people get here.
They don't call it the Clinton item anymore.
No,
They don't
but
want you to say that.
Right, it's the item out of Clinton for Denise, that's where they're located.
Okay, I will make that add.
So I see that on page 25, direct mail notifications sent to eligible consumers. What is the effort for consumers who have alternative suppliers? Do we try to contact them as well? Or
So you're already on a third-party supply. We don't get that list, so there's a DPU order out there, 1610, that identifies what consumers in town are considered eligible for an aggregation, and anyone who's already made a choice and is on third-party supply isn't considered eligible, therefore they're not on the list. Now, you can certainly, send out a notification to every household in town or include something in a tax bill, or, you're allowed to, generally notify the residents of the town. I will say that in recent orders, the DPU has asked to see those materials before they get mailed out, not necessarily approved, but they want a copy of what's going out prior to, if you're generally notifying third-party supply.
okay, so we can try to reach them in other ways then.
In other ways, like email lists, any notifications, newsletters, you can certainly put a blurb in to try to let them know what's coming. They just won't get the mailing itself.
Okay. So I had some questions on 28, which is the back of the notification document. And this is just actually education for me, really, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
So, but starting at budget plan or eligible low income rate consumers, can you explain? I think the budget plan, is that like a monthly payment program kind of a thing? Is that what?
Correct.
Okay.
So, this applies to any, so National Grid will still be a distribution company, so any kind of program that's in place with National Grid or any kind of low-income discount, farm discount, budget billing, auto pay, mass, that all remains in place because National Grid is still the utility. So that doesn't change with the aggregation. These are the two that are frequently most asked about, budget billing and low income discount.
So what is the do they get a discounted percent off of their bill or something for the low income?
There's different rate class for the utility. There's a class, and you have regular residential, which is R1, and then low income residential, which is R2. It's a separate rate class, and it's a percent discount off the entire bill.
Okay. Yeah, and someone was asking me about the next one, solar panel and community solar. So how would that work? How does that affect the bill, outside of this even?
So it's going to be the same in the aggregation or outside the aggregation. You get a net metering credit. Outside the aggregation, Mark, you're getting two separate utility bill, or that you're paying the solar company. It's separate billing.
Yeah, so just depending on, many different forms, but it shouldn't change. So if I own the panels, Denise, I just have a contract with the utility, so I'm not separate billed. It's just everything gets put on the bill, whatever I use. Normally, you get a net metering situation. People don't own them, so they rent them. They pay. Their bill gets zeroed out, or very close to, and then they make a 90% of whatever that bill was payment to the solar developer.
But either way, you're still going to get your credits. So you're just going to, so right now, if someone's on basic service, if they use electricity, they're doing that at the basic service rate, and they're getting credited by the utility at the basic service rate. If you're in the aggregation, you would charge the aggregation rate if you're in, and you would get credited at the basic service rate. So aggregation rate is lower than the basic service rate. Your credits are going to be higher, and vice versa if the other way were true.
Okay.
But it's not, you can still be in the program. It's actually a win-win if the aggregation rate is lower.
Okay. So down a few lines, it says, if you have already chosen a competitive supplier on your own, you must opt out of this program. I thought they didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, and we get this. I love that people actually it's good that you're reading it because it's a good question. So it's a timing issue when we include that. It's a timing issue. So what you said is correct. So if you're on a third-party supply, or if you're on National Grid Green Up, you will not be included on the mail list. So you should not get this letter. But if you do, so we pull the mail list. Say we pull the mail list from National Grid on November 1st. The mailing goes out 2 or 3 weeks later. There's a 30-day opt-out period. If someone enrolls after we pulled in N-Grid, Green Up, or with a third-party supplier, after we pulled the mail list from the utility, they might consider themselves on a third-party supply. We just don't want to kick them off that third-party supply, because anyone who gets the mailing will be automatically switched. So it's a timing issue, and we just want to make sure folks are aware. Like if you erroneously got this mailing, it's not really erroneous because you were on the utility's mail list, but we just want to alert them that they should definitely opt out.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we're telling everybody they don't have to do anything, so we'll have to be aware of that. Yeah. Okay. So unless you change.
Well, exactly. Flynn, for the most part, we would expect, so with about 4,000, let's call it 5,000 people, it's probably 1/3 that you're expecting, somewhere just under 1,800 meters or something like that, 1,500 meters. We would only expect 1 or 2 customers to be affected by this, but it's truly, and I'm not trying to blame them, it's just a time, meaning we ask for the list in, let's just say and it really only happens in the winter time when all this marketing comes out. Let's say you started your program on your November 2021 meter read. Somebody might sign up with a third-party supply in late October, and we would have that name on our list. And that's when, and again, that customer, they're going to have them call me. I'm going to talk the supplier through it. So far in the 15 years, everyone gets aggregation. They've always been able to get back on that deal. Timing issue. So I just want you to know it's not going to be a major issue by any sort. It's just going to be a nuisance issue. And here's the bad news. It always seems like it happens to the person that's a little grumpy. Yeah. So they get upset. I'm saying to you, they signed up and they should be enrolled. It's just there's nothing we can do. We get the mail list 30 days ahead of time, send out the mailing, and then they switch over and we switch them back. and it's
Yeah.
a mess. But we still haven't found a better way to do it, so I apologize for that.
Okay. So down at the closer to the bottom, to choose a product with a higher percentage of renewable energy, you may call blank at blank. So we don't, to be enrolled in Bolton's optional green product, we don't know that to be the case yet. So this can be edited, correct?
Correct, and it will be edited. This is just a template for the DPU for content, so they know we're going to have a blurb there that's going to be a little more specific. So if there's two optional products, one, we'll tailor the wording based on if maybe it's a meets RPS product, a down and an up. We'll tailor it accordingly.
Okay.
We have approved language that the DPU likes to see in that scenario. We just actually went back and forth a good amount of times for some towns in Franklin County. They tweak the language every single round on what we used to say a greener product. Now you can't say greener, so we have language that we know that they'll accept, and we'll do that once we know what the product selections are.
Okay, great. I think that was all I had. Sharon, did you have any questions?
I don't know. Am I on?
Yes.
I'm on. Okay. No, I didn't do that with that kind of detail, so I'm impressed with you having done that. So, nope. Some of it gets confusing to me, so I think that it might be confusing to others as well, but I'm presuming that when we're announcing this to people, that it will be pretty clear what's happening.
It is. People won't be seeing this document, unless they're delving into it. So this is not this is not something everybody's going to see.
Right. Okay.
Excuse me, someone's joined us on telephone. Could you please identify yourself?
That's Mark, I think.
Who is it?
It's Mark.
Oh.
Yeah, Lynn, I apologize. I've been on the phone all day, and mine is a phone, and it went dead on the call, so I was calling in. I apologize for that.
Oh, no problem.
It was lighting up when he was talking earlier.
So I will follow up with Don and see if he has any questions or anything regarding the plan. So I guess you had a few changes. Did you want me to check on the population, Denise?
That would be great if you could, and I will just swap that out when I'm making the other changes. That would be fantastic, and then I can get you over a fully updated version.
Okay.
Yeah, I think from our Solarize program, I remember us being slightly over 5,000, like 5,100.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah. All right, so it should be all right. So you can
Yeah.
leave it at that, and if you don't hear from me, it's fine then.
The 2010 census was 4897. I thought we were a little less. So I didn't know what the consumers was, whether it was households or whether it was population. So as households, we would be much less than 5,000.
Right. Yeah, we're something over 2,000 households. I don't remember just
Right.
what it, but the population is greater.
So I'm fine with this. So if you want, we should probably take a vote here to recommend this for further review by the selectmen and town administrator to be posted for that September 10th meeting. Does that sound right, Lynn?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
All right. So I'll move that we approve the plan as presented by Colonial to be forwarded to the selectmen and town administrator so that they can properly post and discuss at their September 10th meeting.
Are you taking the notes, John?
I'm doing minutes, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, second that motion.
All right. Why don't we take John, do you agree with this?
Yes, I vote yes.
Sharon?
Yes.
Lynn? Yes. Okay. It's unanimous.
Mhm.
So I guess the next step is that, do you want us, Denise, to contact Jenny next week, or do you work with Jenny and Don to get this posted?
I can take care of it if you want. It's up to you. I have no problem reaching out to Jenny next week. And
Yeah, less people involved, the better. So,
Well,
yes.
let me follow up with Don this week
Okay.
to see if he has anything that we need to address. And then, like I said, we probably want to address the dates because Jenny will be coming back from vacation on August 3rd. So we'll find out what works for her.
Yeah, there's plenty of time because the September 10th is the meeting date. So we have between now and then to play with the dates.
Okay. So I don't know that we have do we want to plan a date for our next meeting or just wait until, I guess we'll attend the selectmen meeting on the 10th?
I think we post for the 10th, or we just attend that meeting. And then we can decide from there. It's, we can just stay in contact with Mark and Denise and see what they need from us. But until this gets put into motion, I don't think there's anything for us to do, at this point. Is that correct, Mark and Denise?
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, I think that's correct. If you get, and I can follow this up with Jenny. If any comments or questions come in, certainly they can be forwarded to Mark and I, and we can prepare responses. We're going to have to file the comments and the responses in the DPU filing. So whatever Don and Jenny, whatever they prefer is with us. If you already know the answer and somebody respond, they can. If they need Mark and I to chime in so they know what to respond, that's fine too. We'll just have to keep track of all that to include in the filing, which I'm sure Jenny will be able to do.
Well, do you
Okay.
modify the plan based upon the comments?
Nope. Just usually there's just questions vaguely related to aggregation that come in. There may be none. In many towns there are none. But how does it work? With solar panels. I know not everybody's going to read every single line. So how does it work with solar panels? Or there might be a question about products, or somebody might just comment, our preference is as much green as possible. Just make their preference known. So, but whatever those comments are, we do need to file them. The DPU is interested in the feedback from the community.
Okay.
And Lynn, if somebody did bring up something that we haven't thought about over the last 15, we certainly would. I can't think about what it would be, but if there was a comment and we thought it should be in the plan or on the notification, we would certainly make that change.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Great.
So we're all set to recommend to the selectmen and go through through the proper posting periods here. And I guess we're good till September 10th.
Agreed.
Perfect.
All right. Well, we
Okay.
probably will meet shortly after September 10th. I might plan for the Tuesday after that meeting then to, because then we'll have our next step that we need to do, or is it just the DPU filing at that point?
Yeah, so after the vote, we're going to need the certified minutes for the vote. In the next few weeks, I'm going to start together just the framework. Like there's just some administrative stuff, just so you guys aren't waiting on me on the other end. The next step after the vote by the selectmen is a quick call with the DOER. So I'll have to get the materials, what I already sent you, plus the certified minutes over to the DOER's attorney. He'll just make sure everything's in order, and then we'll schedule a quick consultation. It's going to be over the phone, 10 minutes, so that the DOER can produce their letter of satisfaction, go in the DPU filing as well, and then we'll move on to the DPU.
Okay.
So until we hear back from, Colonial, I'm not sure there's any actions for us to be taken after September 10th, until they get back to us to say, here's the next step.
Correct.
So it could be a year from then? Is that what we're?
Well, we'll be periodically, so we'll file with the DPU. The town, and we should say, the town is technically the petitioner, so anything our attorney's office files, Don will be on that. He'll be on the notification, so he'll see stuff going back and forth from our attorney's office, the DPU. But we'll file, and the next step is about a month after that. Like Mark mentioned on the last call, there's a public hearing that the DPU will schedule, so they'll issue an order of notice for the public hearing. To put the public hearing notice in the newspaper. We'll take care of all that, but forward all that information to this as it happens, so we're keeping you up to date with the steps as they move forward. But I'll just keep you kind of current as to where we are. But you won't have to take any action, but I'll just let you know where we are. You'll definitely hear from us.
Great. All right.
Okay.
So I guess we can adjourn the meeting.
I move to adjourn.
Second,
All right. All in favor?
I roll.
All right. All right.
I-
Thank you.
let me just add,
Thank you. Good day.
Sharon?
at this minute, I put my phone on a book. Did that help at all? Because I was thinking maybe I'm getting vibrations from the back. Or are you still hearing whistles and bells?
No, actually, that's much better.
No, I think
Now,
it's
like it goes off.
our voices are feeding into your microphone. I might recommend that you get an earpiece and not use the speaker. Maybe you have the volume turned way up because you're outside.
That could be. Yes.
And
I do have earpieces, so I could just do that. All right, I'll make a note.
okay. I think
Earpiece.
that'll help. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Thank
See you,
you.
folks.
Bye.